With two dominant wins over the former champion, Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards has established himself as the undisputed king of the welterweight division and can now finally switch focus on the rest of the guys coming up. The situation's pretty clear as Edwards is going to put his title on the line against Colby Covington, while the matchup between Burns and Muhammad at UFC 288 will almost certainly determine the next title contender. Gilbert Burns has been competing at the top of the game for almost 5 years now, and throughout this time he suffered only 2 losses in 11 matches. After winning 6 fights in a row in just over a year in 2020, Burns fought for the title against Kamaru Usman, where, despite getting the better of the striking exchanges earlier in the fight, he would lose via TKO in the 3rd round. The Brazilian then bounced back with a solid win over always tricky Wonderboy Thompson, ahead of experiencing a second loss to Khamzat Chimaev in April 2022 at UFC 273. Burns made a smart decision to take a break after the brutal war with Chimaev and come back in 2023 with a bang. He first dismantled Neil Magny within the first round at UFC 283 in January before completely dominating Jorge Masvidal 2 months later at UFC 287 to quickly get back into the title contender mix. And just as the world thought Burns is about to go on a well-deserved vacation, the news broke out he's back the next month at UFC 288 in a title eliminator bout against Belal Muhammad. As a multiple world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Burns has every right to feel optimistic about this matchup, as he has all the skills to deal with the dangers that come with sharing a cage with a relentless grappler such as Muhammad. What Burns brings into this fight is insane pressure, great takedown defense, high-pace action, and stand-up skills that are getting better and better with every fight, especially boxing. Since Muhammad's a great grappler in his own right, we might see Burns switching his focus to striking as a way to get the upper hand in this matchup and outscore or even finish Muhammad. Even if he finds himself being on the bottom, he's by far the most dangerous submission grappler in the division, far more skilled in this area than Muhammad. The same can be said for Muhammad, who's coming into this matchup riding on an 8-fight winning streak and who already shared the cage with the champion Edwards in 2021 in a fight that ended prematurely due to an accidental eye poke. Still, no one could argue that Muhammad earned his shot a long time ago, that he's the one with more to lose with this short-notice matchup. But with the guaranteed shot at the title on the line, he couldn't say no to this opportunity to come in and put on another outstanding performance. Stylistically, Muhammad has all the tools and skills to deal with anything Burns has to offer in terms of wrestling, with his submission defense also being rock solid. But what he does better than other people is banking on his strong physicality, great cardio, and grappling to put tremendous pressure on his opponents and wear them down. Though he didn't score many highlight finishes, Muhammad's a master of dragging his opponents into deep waters and wearing them down, which is what he'll certainly try to do with Burns. Overall, this is one of those matchups that are hard to predict or visualize which fighter's going to come up on top. But one thing's sure, this one will live up to the high expectations.